Oh. No, let's go. Okay, let's go. Hi, everyone. It's Diane Evans with stampinwithdiane.com. We had a bit of a glitch there. It looks like I'm out of room, so I'm hoping if somebody can let me know if this is on YouTube. Um, I really hope it is. I don't know what I'm going to do if it's not. So, in any event, welcome. Welcome to Wednesday Mystery. It's Diane Evans with stampinwithdiane.com. I'm an independent Canadian Stampin' Up demonstrator here in the interior of British Columbia. So if this is one of your first times joining, make sure that you are subscribed down below. And if you're part of my Facebook group, just let me know who you are when you do join in. Because if you're part of the group, I don't see who you are unless you've given StreamYard permission. In any event, it's Wednesday. Welcome. I'm so glad that you've joined me. It is our mystery Wednesday. And what I've done with this is I used to do where I would tell you different sizes and put it together. And the reason behind that I stopped doing that is the fact that I got to the point I couldn't do any creative stamping on my own. So this is why I changed over. So every day at noon on Wednesday, I basically give you 3 clues. And the clues today were beverage, designer series paper, and a birthday. Now, I have not used a certain stamp set in a very, very long time. And who knows, it might be retiring at the end of April. We don't know. And so we try to use everything that we can use at this point. So let me just jump on down to my desktop. And we are using Brewed for You. I remember when this first came out, I thought, oh man, this is so much fun. And yes, it is a lot of fun, this particular stamp set. I'm going to make this into a masculine card, which is kind of nice to come up with some masculine birthday cards, right? And I think this one's going to be another round for your birthday is what I'm going to do with it. But we're going to do a fairly simple card today. And it's going to be one, like I say, that's going to use beverages. It's going to use designer series paper, and it is also going to be a birthday card. It has the dies that go with it, and it's really kind of neat because the ones that fill this pint, and I don't know, in different countries you call it all different things, but this pint, you can cut it out where it's like that, or you can actually stamp it, or you can go ahead and put in bubbles in it with different because it cuts and embosses on this particular one as well. But in any event, that's what we're going to do is we are going to go ahead. Now, I need to know if anyone's on YouTube, if they could let me know that they're on YouTube. If not, we're going to have some issues on here. In any event, let's get started on this particular card. Another thing that I'm going to use is something from the online exclusive. Now, this online exclusive, it has the 3D embossing folders. And on this particular one, this is part of the online exclusive. It's available to customers on March the 1st, but it has some pretty neat embossing folders. And I think this one happens to be one of my favorite, and it's a thatched one. And we're going to use that one today as well. All right. So let's get started on here. Another thing I'm using is, and I mean, we're all going to be talking an awful lot about retiring things. Now, this one happens to be retiring, or it could be retiring. We don't know what's going to happen this year. But this is the Evening Evergreen. I think this is such a beautiful color. I hope they keep it, but we don't know whether or not if they are or not. So anyways, it's Evening Evergreen. And I have the card cut at 4 1/4, no, 5.5 by 8.5, and it's scored at 4 1/4. And we're just going to go in and fold it. For those people that are on, if you could say hello so that I know where you're coming from. So we're just going to do that. Now, designer series paper. I decided to use the designer series paper pack, which is, excuse me, this one's from the In Colors, and it has the different things on the back. And this one is from the Regals. And it's really kind of nice when you can see that there's, okay, Michelle, you're on Facebook. I need to know if anyone's on YouTube. Like I say, I have no idea. In any event, I'm going to use Cajun Craze. Now, it's funny because Cajun Craze doesn't seem to be a very popular color with an awful lot of people. I love Cajun Craze with early espresso and evening evergreen. So what I did was this designer series paper, just to let you know, is retiring as well. But this designer series paper I ran through with this embossing folder, this one right here, and the thatched one. And then I thought I'd do something just a tiny bit different on here. And when I've run it through with the designer series paper, I am then going to take my painter's embossing. I've done the embossing folder, and I'm just going to sand this. And this is just going to give a tiny bit more texture on it. I'm not going to sand it all, but we're just going to sand it just up like that. Okay. So just like that. And then when I come in with this, what I thought I'd do is kind of a flat card on here. It's not going to be like a true one, but I've got some different cardstock that's involved here. All right, so I have the inside piece, which is 3 3/4 by 5 inches, and this is very vanilla. I've got a piece of scrap that I'm going to do some stamping with. I also have this piece of evening evergreen, and it happens to be 1.5 by, I think it's 4 inches. Yes, and I've scored it at 3 1/4. And what I want to do is I want to line this up here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to have this go. And we're going to just have that. You know what? I'm going to put it on the inside, and it's just going to flap over. So what I'm going to do is come in, and let's use some tear and tape. And I'm just going to put it right here. I'm going to come here. I have a funny feeling I am not on YouTube. Oh dear. All right, so we're just going to go ahead, put this like this. And I'm going to come in with this. Hello, everyone. And I'm just going to come in, and I'm just going to actually line this up right about here. And I'm not going right in the middle. I'm going kind of up towards the center there. And I've just got to have that so that this is going to come over, and it's going to flap over onto the front. Now I'm thinking to myself that I forgot to do one thing on here, but I can do this. I can fix it so that we're not going to have any funny backgrounds. All right, so that's like that. So let's go and put this right on here like this. Like I say, are they not great masculine colors, these ones? So I'm just going to use my glue. Oh, now if I want to put magnets on here, which might be a great idea, just want to make sure that I know where that's going to go. I am going to have to put a magnet onto the front here. So sad. Got these magnets. I got them off of Amazon. I really wish that we had them. Oh, you are on YouTube. Awesome. So this must be recording onto YouTube. It's saying that I have no recording area on my StreamYard. So, oh, I'm so happy. So happy. Awesome. Thank you so much for letting me know, Karen. I really do appreciate that. Oh, and Marjorie has a card that's ready to post as well. So that's good. All right. So I'm just going to use, got this here, and I don't know, I didn't have this done ahead of time. So let me just go in. I've got these really, really thin magnets, and I want to put this onto this card so that it stays down. It doesn't flap open. So I'm just going to go, and I need to get 2 of these magnets off of here. Now, these are very, very thin magnets. So I'm just going to whoops, look at that. They went and they stuck together. Very strong magnets. And I am going to, look at this, I can't, whoops. Now that's gone onto the floor. And am I going to find it? Probably not. So not to waste any time, I'm just going to come down here and I'm going to put a glue dot on here. And I'm going to go in and pull up another magnet because pretty small. I just want that to actually go onto the front here. So if I do it like this, I'm going to do it right about there. And then I can put my designer series paper on there. So let's just go and put our magnet on there. Now I've given the link to these magnets, but let's go and put this right onto here. Oh, thank you, Karen. I really do appreciate that. All right, so then what I'm going to do is I'm going to have you know what, this might even need trimming. This was 4 inches. Maybe I'll trim this down to, oh, good heavens. I didn't clean this. This is not good. I'm going to trim this down. Let's just take about 1/4 of an inch off there. And then that'll fit better. So this is going to go like this. And because I don't want it to be a rough edge or seeing something from the back, I'm going to put one of the scallop circle there underneath. And then I'm going to put this one on top. And then that's what we're going to have to do the rest of the card. But in order to do this, I'm going to take this here and we're going to glue here. Just like that. And remember, we want to put this magnet in there. So I'm going to come and bring out another magnet. Like I say, the other one landed on the floor. So I'm just going to take another one like this. Put that in there. Oh, they're very strong magnets. Let's put that there. And they're paper thin. They're like 1 millimeter thin. So you don't see them behind on your cards at all. So we're going to do it like that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm coming with this magnet and see that's where I'm going to put that magnet. So let's come in with a glue dot right about there. And come back in with that magnet again, let it go on there and it's going to click. And then this piece here is going to go right on here. Now, I think what I could do is I could pop that up with dimensionals, and I think we will. And then we'll start doing some stamping on here as well. So like I say, I've got the designer series paper. I've only got one part of my mystery challenge done at this point. Don't let... So true. Oh my goodness. My dog, if anyone's going to find metal, it'll be my dog. She's like a metal detector. I'll go in with my magnet and I'll pick it up. All right, so we have that like that. So this is going to flop over and it's going to shut and stay shut for us. All right, so I think we need to do some stamping. So I thought it would be good. Let's do a pint. Maybe we'll just take a sleeve of beer and some of the foam and everything else. So I'm going to show you how I go about doing that. You could color this with, you could color it with the stamping blends. I am using Memento. So we're just going to do that. And let's do a couple of pints because if anything, I can put a couple on the front and then see how it's going to look. So we got a pint here. And let's do another pint. I don't know what you call them in your other countries, but put on her collar with me. Oh, honestly, Kay, my dog can find like an eyeglass screw on the floor. She has this thing, like if you're putting anything together with like screws, you have to be so careful. I've got to put a lid on it or she'll take a screw and she will take it and she just plays with it in her paws. I know my heat pump guy came and he was, he says, I've lost a screw. I've got to go over to Home Hardware to get a screw. Well, no, what it was my dog went and took it away from her. All right, so we also need this little foam one to go onto the sleeve here. So let's see. Yeah, she's something else. She doesn't eat them. But boy, I tell you, she is something else. All right, so we have that. And I thought the best way to look like a pale ale was using this Mango Melody. So I'm going to come in with this one here and this one, and we're going to stamp and get the beer in there. You need a mail birthday card. All right, so I'm going to do this, but I'm going to stamp it off. And I'm just going to line it up here. So see how that looks like beer? But you have to stamp it off. I found it was too stark. And let's go in with our pint one. Let's see, where is that pint one? Oh, here it is. And again, we'll just go in there and grab this. Now I'm using Very Vanilla on here. I just thought it looked a bit better than the white. So there's our beer in there. And now what we do is we have dies to cut those out. And for the purpose of this video, I've already gone ahead and stamped them and cut them out. Also in this die cut, there's some really neat, there's a wine glass. There's some leaves on here. This looks like an artichoke. I have no understanding what that is. And of course, then there's the jug too. All right. So let's bring in the pieces that are already there. And we can cut that out for another card. And then we have this foam bit, which I'm going to come down here and just put right onto the beer. And put that on. Oops. I mean, how many times do you actually have a beer that comes to your table like that? Not very often. I know when I used to help out in the pub, they didn't like that to happen. So let's go ahead and put that on there. And we can do that also on the sleeve of beer as well. Oops. So we'll figure out where that's going to go. Oh, that's not. You know what? I think we'll just leave that one without it. All right. Now we need this. We've got those there. We need this one where we're going to put another round for your birthday. And I've got that mounted on here. It says it's a Clearmount stamp. And I do have some evening evergreen, and I've cut it with the stylish shapes. Are those stylish shapes not the best? I think they're one of the best. Oh, you got your magnets. Okay, good. You know, they're just nice for this type of a flap card. That way your card doesn't go all over the place. Now, let's just hope I can get this straight. I owe you one for your birthday. That's just going to go on there. And do you know that we have copper embossing powder? I know I don't use it that often, but with this particular card, with the Evening Evergreen and the Cajun Craze, I really think it's going to be perfect on here. So let me just come in. And then we're going to heat set that. Yeah, I know you guys know that I love to heat emboss, but sometimes that's all what really shows up is the best. So I'm just checking. Copper embossing, I know. And we're going to use the copper metallic dots because those seem to be always the ones that I don't use that often. So this was a really good excuse to use it. But doesn't this copper look so nice on this evening evergreen? So this comes in the metallic embossing folders. There we go. All right. So let's bring that card back in. So we have this. That's going to stick on there. Let's see what we can do here. I think what we, whoops, that kind of shifted, didn't it? Now, it would have been nice to have the pints going in different directions. Now, because we want to have this where, geez, I'd like to put that on there. How does that go on there? Just go there. I'm going to just put it on there. Say I played with this quite a while ago and haven't brought it out. Now, is this one stamp set that's going to retire? Quite possibly. Let's just put that on there. And let's put like a bundle of beer on there. This is going to go really nice right here. And let's see, is that going to be enough to go on there? Probably. Now, probably what I should have done was also stamp something for the inside. So let's go and stamp one of these. I think we'll do another pint because it does stamp. And I'm going to put it just off to the right-hand side here. And, of course, we have to go in with that. Where is that? Did I put it back in here? Oh, here it is. We'll come in with our Mango Melody. We'll stamp that off. I guess I could have cut one of those out as well. Stamp, whoops. Oops, that's no good. When your stamps don't stick anymore, what you want to do is just go in, rinse them off. You can clean them with Dawn dish soap. And then what you want to do is you want to just let them dry and they'll get their stick back. So that's a good thing to know. Yes. You can also, for a left-handed Stein, we could use the silicone mat and do that as well. But we're just going to put that in here. So now this piece happens to be 3 3/4 by 5 because that's my favorite size to do it for the inside. Put that on there. That's going to flop on there. And now let's go ahead and put these steins on here. You know what? This one I didn't cut very well, so I'm just going to trim it just a little bit. There we go. So we can put that there. This here. Just like that, so that we've got something on there. Okay, so this is going to go straight onto the thing. Right like this. But what a great masculine card, especially a kid. Like if you have somebody that's turning of legal age, this is kind of a nice birthday card to do for somebody that's turning legal age if they want to drink. So let's put this right about there. And then I'm going to put this about there as well. That. And that's going to be down a bit, but that's okay. Oops. Now we want to put that dimensional, I kind of put in the wrong spot. So I just want to take my embossing buddy and just get it so it's not going to stick. So we're de-sticking it. So it's like that. And then this one's going to come right here. Now, let's see. Let's put that off to that side. Now, ideally, the best color to put on this would be black dimensionals because it's a dark color. So you don't see the colors. So I'm going to go ahead and put my black dimensionals on there. Now, this is a smaller piece, but we don't want it dipping down in the middle. So I'm putting 3 on there. And with my take your pick tool. This. So like I say, that's coming from that side. So I'm going to have this coming from this side. Now, if I wanted to, I could probably put some twine behind there. And I'm not sure if that's really what I want to do. Let's see what it's going to look like. You know what? It might not look too bad. Just a tiny bit of twine. I just had some of that left over from something the other day. That's going to just go like that. That's just going to give a tiny bit of texture on there. I could have put a little bit more, but I had just that small piece there. Let's put that off to that side there. And then, like I say, thanks, Mashwari. So like I say, what we can do, and it's funny because in our stamp camp, we talked about Cajun Craze. And I said that Cajun Craze goes great with navy, native navy, but it goes great with evening evergreen as well. All right. So don't forget this designer series paper is going to be retiring, even though it may be in a color that's staying on. Now, in this, these brushed metallic dots, it's kind of nice that we found something that we can use the copper dots with. Remember in the past, what I've done is I've colored these. And then let's go ahead and put one more. We'll just put one more right up here, right up on there. So there's our card. That answers to our mystery challenge, and our mystery challenge being beverage. So we have a beverage on there. We have designer series paper. Remember, I roughed that up a bit with my painter's sanding block. And birthday. Oh, no, I owe you one or several. You know what? I did not put the right one on there. I was supposed to put, you know what? I've got it. I've got another one of those. I was supposed to do a birthday. Oh my goodness, you guys. How come you guys didn't catch me on that one? So I'm going to come here. Let's go ahead and quickly do that. Got to go by the rules, right? So I'm going to do that. I'm going to do another round for your birthdays. So let me just, oh, that's why, because I've used this stamp set a few times. I'm just going to go ahead and put that onto this block. Remember when you're using a photopolymer stamp set, a lot of people have complained to me that when they go to put a stamp onto their block, it doesn't go straight. Lay it down onto a piece of grid paper, but also let it relax because you don't want it to be curved or anything, because the beauty of these particular blocks is you can curve them. So let's try this again. I'm just going to bring this one over here. Put that there. Again, we're using our copper embossing powder. Oh my goodness, I cannot believe I did that. Just come in with this. And I'm going to put the lid on there because I've been having some issues. You caught me from the beginning. Oh my goodness, I am so sorry. But I made an error, so let's go and fix this. So easy to fix. So I'm just going to go ahead. Let's just fix this up. This is just going to give a bit more dimension to that particular sentiment. It's always nice to have ideas for a masking and birthday card, right? So that's just going to go straight on there. So I'm going to take my glue, and it's just going to be a thicker sentiment. That's all. If anyone can make mistakes, it's me, right? Another round for the birthday. So we're just going to let that sit on there just for a second. Now, another thing to do that you could do with this is do the wine. And you could do it in rich raspberries so that you've got a red wine. In order to get like your white wine, and some of them like a Riesling or whatever, not a Riesling. I'm trying to think of what is a yellower wine. You could color that as well. But you definitely need some color into your wine. And then, of course, the dyes you would get if you wanted to do a champagne, but that's not a champagne glass. In any event, they've got bubbles in there. Right. So there we go there. There's the card. So that's it. Oh, my goodness. Oh, put it this way, Vicki. If anyone's going to make a mistake, I can always make a mistake. When it comes to a live, I make mistakes a lot. And that's okay. I always tell the story about my son, who's a videographer, and he says, "Oh, Mom, send me a bunch of your videos that have bloopers on them." I said, "Just watch every one of them. They all have bloopers on them." So I never worry too much about it. All right. So let me just, I'm going to come over here and we'll share this picture here. So what's going on tomorrow is my Now What series. That's where I visit something that is in our craft room. Now, it's something that's in my craft room that I haven't really used, but it's something that's also on Celebration. So I'm going to show you how to use that and make some really simple cards tomorrow. That's the plan. I could change. That's at 6:30 Pacific time. So just do the conversion there. Also, and then on Saturday, we're going to do a sketch challenge. So like I say, I really hope that you can join me. I'll make sure that I've got everything worked out to the video. All right, let me see. Thanks, Kate. Well, honestly, if I can fix what I was supposed to do, that's where it's good. And yes, I make lots and lots of errors, but that's okay because that's the way that we learn, right? So let's see, could I have the number for the magnet? Okay, I'll go in and I will post in this link. Now, what are you on? Are you on Facebook? You're on Facebook. I will post it on the Facebook. I probably won't do it until tomorrow. It is through Amazon. They are 1 millimeter magnet and you get 80 of them. They're in there like this. But yeah, they're great magnets. I wish we sold them. All right. Is there any other questions on here? Thank you. Let's see. In any event. All right, you guys, have a great day and a great evening or a great morning, depending where you are. And we will see you tomorrow at 6:30 Pacific time. Bye for now. Oh my goodness. Here we go again.